Just the other day, my best friend told me one thing about video games and shit, and that actually made me record this video right here and actually help you understand how I started running Six Figures Agency and how I went from being a video game addict 3 years ago or so to actually running a profitable, sustainable, and just one six-figure type of agency that everyone would enjoy running. So my best friend actually told me, I don't know, some degenerate thing about, I think it's Fortnite bringing some OG season, whatever. And I must admit, it actually brought some nostalgia back to me because back then I was literally a fucking video game addict spending 10 to 12 hours every single day playing fucking Fortnite. Back then I was also grinding football. I was in the high school, but that's all I was ever doing. High school for a couple of hours, training session, footy session for like two or so, and then the rest of the day just mindlessly play. Mindlessly playing fucking Fortnite. And like I've said, his story kinda brought this nostalgia back to me, but I realized, bro, I'm better than this. I'm generally better. And this is only like this moment of realization that I've had only almost like 2.5 years after getting in this sales industry, because one of my setters that I'm managing told me that my story is fucking insane. I sold my PS5 to start my self-improvement and sales journey in general. I sold my PS5 to join my first ever program that I've ever invested in. Now, before that, while also playing video games, after I finished high school, after I graduated, I was playing for like a year or so while also trying to make it succeed with dropshipping. Yeah, I wanted to succeed with dropshipping. But what I've realized, literally something that I've also talked about in the previous video, is I didn't deserve any of the results that I so hard strived for. Now let me explain. With my dropshipping journey, I was obviously watching some videos on YouTube, watching some masterminds, never paid for a single thing, by the way. I was broke as fuck and also cheap as fuck. And I was constantly writing some notes down without ever executing on them, because obviously my dopamine receptors were hit with some massive dopamine boost, thinking that I made some progress, when in reality taking action is the key to learning. That's the only way you learn. You learn as you go along, by taking raw action. And I wasted 6 months and all my money on Facebook ads because I saw that's the proper formula to succeed. I wasted all my money on ads and 6 months of my time, which I consider even more valuable than, I don't know, 1.5k, 2k at the time, which was an amazing amount of money for me, something unfathomable even. I considered those 6 months even more valuable because obviously time is money. Because in my first 6 months of doing appointment setting, when I completely flipped my page in life, is when I made my first couple K. So imagine how much could have I made with dropshipping if my intentions were proper, if I actually deserved those results. But to continue on the story, I wasted 6 months, wasted all my money, went bankrupt pretty much with zero sales. Why? Because I didn't deserve those results. I simply didn't deserve those results. I was a fucking video game addict, to repeat. So I was just doing this drop shipping type of shit for 2-3 hours a day, and the rest of it, guess what? Video games. That's it. And then, like I said, wasted all my money, tried to victimize myself like, oh shit, this does work, which is exactly what 99.9% of the people wanting to change their life, either B2C, people that just want to get into some online hustle, or you boys, business owners, make. This is the very most common mistake, victimizing yourself. Like I established in the previous video, you can either be a victim, you can be a survivor, or you can be a conqueror. I was victimizing myself. And only now, almost 3 years ago after I started that shitty dropshipping store, I realized like, bro, what the hell was I thinking? I was just a geek. Like, how the hell can I make any money while living such a lifestyle? You know? And obviously, to be fair, my lifestyle right now isn't that fancy. I'm constantly in my office grinding, gym, office, football, still chasing career potentially. But as opposed to before, it's undeniably better. You know, I'm just grinding. And I know that right now, for every single goal that I hit, I deserve it. Whereas also for every single goal that I don't hit, I just reflect on those times and be like, okay, so do I actually deserve those results? No, obviously I do not, because if I did deserve those results, I would actually hit them. I would actually achieve them, you know? And that's just me. That's just my thought process right now. And I wanted to put it out here because that's what 99.9% of these geeky coaches do. Genuinely, they think that they deserve those results, where in reality they don't. And I know that if you're watching this video, you're surely one of the best coaches or agency owners out there already. But there's also one more thing. It's not even about how hard you work, and it's not even about your intention only. It's all about leverage. It's all about leverage. At the time, I thought I could make it all on my own. Like this, at the time, I think the trend on TikTok, by the way, was also, while waiting for Fortnite match to start in the lobby, my dopamine receptors were so fucked that I had to scroll TikTok to just satisfy my urges. And that's the thing. I thought I could do it on my own. Just this Sigma lone wolf type of mentality. Whereas it only made me realize that you can't do it. Like Genghis Khan or Alexander the Great that I've covered in the previous video, they've created a battle plan and gathered an army of high quality men that will literally die for them. Dive deep in the battle straight, head first. So that's exactly what you need too, genuinely. And this is not me telling you literally what you need, it's on you to consider it, but I want you to realize that you shouldn't make the same mistake as I did, thinking it's all possible on your own. Because if you're attracting eyeballs to your personal brand, if you're generating leads, who's gonna convert them? Who's gonna hop on those calls? The speed is the key, so you can never leave your leads or prospects unanswered in the DMs or whatever. There are so many things that you need to juggle, and for that exact reason, you also need to gather an army and you need to build that leverage. Now, what is leverage? Leverage means dialed offer, outsourced client acquisition system, and a sales team full of killers and savages, preferably on a commission basis, so it becomes a no-brainer for you to actually hire them, because yeah, you only pay them after the deal gets closed, you know. And that's, by the way, exactly what I'm doing. This video isn't serving the purpose of selling you or whatever. I don't even have anything to sell you, but I just want you to be at the level where it actually makes sense for you to delegate the workload. Because the other day I had some shitty coach reaching out to me like, yo, I need some setters. Okay, perfect. How many clients you have? 2 or 3. Like, bro, that's not even a foundation. Even though I have over 200 science trained setters that I train, place, and manage, I genuinely care that every single one of them make bank, because they've invested in their program, they've invested to quit their 9 to 5, the same way I was so hesitant to invest 3 years ago into dropshipping, and then I changed my life by simply selling a PS5, you know. And that's the main point. That's how I started running my six figures agency, and that's exactly how you can just hit any goal that you set for yourself in your life, literally for the rest of your life, for the rest of human time, I'd say. So make sure that you're actually executing on those inputs, and make sure that you're on the level where you deserve those results, because reflecting back on those times 3 years ago when I was a geek playing fucking Fortnite for 10 plus hours a day, how the hell was I even thinking I deserved to make, like, I don't know, 10K a month or whatever? Simply don't. I simply didn't deserve those. Now I could say, oh yeah, I do deserve hit 50K a month, but in reality is that I don't, unless I do the inputs that are required to get me to the level where I am making 50K a month. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, make sure that you only do those things that you can control, because I literally wrote a quote down here. You can't expect results if you can't control your urges. Like, bro, jerking off, playing video games, scrolling TikTok, whatever, just sort your shit out and actually do the work. And I know that if you're a business owner watching this, you surely don't have a problem with it, but then genuinely, even though you are already one of the best guys in the space, you need to gather an army, because you can't do it all on your own. Genuinely, setters, closers, managers, preferably killers, because you ain't working with princesses, I assume. So Yeah, if you found this helpful, some sort of a reality check, make sure to subscribe. I'm also gathering an army of like-minded people only. I'm literally not even on 100 subscribers, meaning that not that many people can actually relate to me and to my minds, which is even better. Tight community, tight brotherhood of like-minded men only. And yeah, if you found this video helpful, make sure to comment. Follow me on my IG, Wolf of Croatia. Follow my journey there, and I'll see you in the next video. Keep smashing it.